Love and Light family, this is the Satrilrose, and I am back. I am back. You know, we had some technical difficulties, man. You get what I'm saying? I'm praying that you guys can really hear me this time. You know what I mean? Yo, what's good? What's going on, Bad Clap, man? Hey, come on back in, man. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, one thing about me, man, I'm determined, man. You know, one thing about me, I'm persistent. You get what I'm saying? Ain't nothing finna get me down. For real. Ain't nothing finna get me down. And this is years of spiritual work, years and years of mental discipline and work, you know, that goes into being able to get back on here like this. You know, like I said, we had some technical difficulties, man. You get what I'm saying? I don't know what the situation was. I don't know what's going on, but hey, we gonna rock it out like this. You get what I'm saying? We gonna rock it out. We gonna keep it going. You know what I'm saying? I ain't finna let nothing get me down. You know what I'm talking about? For real. I'm gonna keep look at everything as far as like the delay, the drop frame, everything. Like I already can't stop, won't stop. You know what I'm talking about? Like for real, ain't nothing about to stop me, man. Ain't nothing about to stop me. I'm hyped. This really got me hyped for real. Like this really got me hyped, man. Because this is what I mean. Like this is why this work is so important, bro. Like this is why doing this work is so inspiring to me and so motivating to me, and being able to get on here and do this. I've been like this since I was a kid, man. You know what I'm saying? You gonna knock me down, but I'm gonna get up with tears in my eyes and I'm gonna swing back. You know what I'm talking about? For real. That's just how it go. You know? That's just how that's just what's the I've been programmed like this. You know what I mean? Life been whooping my butt since I was a kid, but I got back up every single time. You know what I'm saying? Every single time, you know what I'm saying? So just let me know how the audio sound, man, and we gonna rock it out. You know, again, as always, those of you who will be watching the playback, those of you who are in the chat, you get what I'm saying, who are viewing this, because YouTube doesn't show me that, so I don't know. You know, I appreciate you all for being here. Appreciate it, bro. I appreciate you all for being here. I appreciate, you know what I'm saying, all of my close soul family and, you know, close loved ones for being in the chat, for, you know, for constantly supporting my channel. You know, as always, you guys can find me on Instagram, TikTok, and of course YouTube at the Satrilrose. Again, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube at the Satrilrose. Another disclaimer. If you are a minor, I'm gonna get into the habit of saying this. If you are a minor, please get permission from your parents or your guardian to view my channel. The internet is not a safe space, so we have to make it a safe space. If you have children in the room, please wear headphones or allow the kids to exit the room. You get what I'm saying? Because I will be, you know, having adult conversation. I will be speaking on adult topics, and there will be adult language. So please, again, I don't know what spirit has me, you know, I don't know what spirit is gonna have me speak about. So please be aware of that. You know, definitely want to get into the habit of speaking on that. You know, so again, we're gonna start this from the top, man. You know what I mean? We're gonna start this from the top. You know what I'm talking about? So boom. Again, as I was saying, spirit prompted me to do this live and to put this message out because now I see that, you know, I'm looking at all of this resistance and I really see why it's so important for me to put this video out. You get what I'm saying? And it's funny because I don't normally see that until after I put a video out or after I do a live stream, right? So as always, you know, I'm always in a state of meditation. And I, last night, I want to say around 2 in the morning when I should have been asleep, 2, 3 in the morning when I should have been asleep, I'm meditating, man. You get what I'm saying? I'm doing my meditations. You get what I'm saying? And again, I have this ritual to where I focus on my breathing, right? I focus on my breathing and I'm mindful of my thoughts, right? I'm mindful of my thoughts and I'm mindful of the emotions that are coming with those thoughts, right? It's a beautiful practice. I have my mantras that I say, you know, I'm, yam, like different hand mudras. I also do hand mudras as well. You get what I'm saying? These are all spiritual practices that I have, right? So this particular night, you know, and I've been doing this for the past couple of weeks, you know, just focusing on my breathing and controlling my breathing. Spirit gave me this message, man. You know, it started off as this, and it was so beautiful how it all unfolded, right? Spirit put this on my brain and put this on my heart, right? You have too many things controlling. That's what Spirit told me. And I spoke, and when I spoke that out loud, I felt it. I felt it. You have too many things controlling you. I'm like, okay, I have way too many things that are controlling me right now. So boom, went back into my meditation. Doing my breath work. And anybody who knows about breath work, man, it can be intoxicating. Like you can literally get high. Like there's a high that you get from doing that breath work. And I encourage everybody to do it, man. You don't have to, I sit in a lotus position when I do it. You get what I'm saying? But you don't necessarily have to sit in it. You can do it laying down, you can do it standing up, whatever the case may be. Whatever's comfortable for you and whatever works for you, right? I do it because of my own, discipline and my own, it's my own ritual. You get what I'm saying? However, went back into my meditation and Spirit gave me the other side of that coin, right? So beautiful how this all played out and how this all, and I'm gonna get transparent on this, man. I'm gonna get transparent. One thing I'm gonna be is honest. You get what I'm saying? Because honesty to me is one of the closest things to God, because it's like you're cleansing yourself with honesty when you're honest. You get what I'm saying? When you're in a state of deception, you're in a low vibration. So one thing I'm gonna be is honest, right? So I'm gonna be transparent on this, man. You get what I'm saying? So check this out. I'm meditating. I went back into my meditation. I'm focusing on my breathing, doing my breath work, and as I said, Spirit gave me the other side of that coin. Spirit said, actually, you actually have control over your reality. You actually have more control than you think, right? So the question that Spirit gave me, was how does the things that have control over you outweigh the things that you control? How do they weigh against one another? How do they weigh against one another, right? How do they weigh against one another? Because a lot of the time when things have control over us, there's a sense of shame, there's a sense of guilt, there's a sense of anxiety. Those are all emotions that come with that, right? Those are all feelings that come with that. And that's such a low frequency to be in. But it's also a blessing because you're aware of that. Once you make yourself aware of that, you're able to get out of that and you're able to raise your vibration. You get what I'm saying? Come on, Spirit. You're able to raise your vibration, right? So for me, I'm going to list all of the things that I believe that have control over me, right? I'm going to take note of all of the things and be aware of all of the things that have control over me, right? These are the things that Spirit gave me, right? I even made voice notes to this last night, man, and the download was so powerful to me. And this is such a personal thing for me. And I feel as though that it was so personal to where I believe that I had to put this out because I know this message is going to resonate with somebody. You get what I'm saying? Let me check how the audio sounds. Okay, we good. Okay. So yeah, I know this message is gonna resonate with somebody, right? So before the stream actually cut out, let me make sure that everything is straight. Okay, everything is good. So yeah, before the stream cut out, man, I spoke about how anger, anxiety, and fear are the three things that I believe are three of the emotions rather that have taken over me and have taken control over my life from a child all the way to now as an adult. You get what I'm saying? And I'm gonna actually show you guys and actually try to do my best to paint a picture of how I overcame all of this, right? And how I'm overcoming because I'm not perfect. You get what I'm saying? And I'm actively overcoming this. I'm actively working through this, right? So one of the things that I will say is anger. You get what I'm saying? Just now, this is something that I had to work through, right? Man, before this stream, before this one, there were two others. Band Clap, Kiera, you get what I'm saying? Like, y'all know, like, man, it was annoying. You get what I'm saying? It was annoying. It was irritating. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I was pissed off. Like I was irritated as hell. You get what I'm saying? So I had to take a moment, go outside, get some of that sun. You get what I'm saying? Acknowledge that I was upset, acknowledge that I was irritated, acknowledge that I was angry. You get what I'm saying? Now, long time ago, man, I couldn't do that. Man, I'll be to punch the hole in the wall. I swear to God, I'll be to punch the hole in the wall. I promise. You know, and that's the state that I was in as a child, as a kid, you know, as a young boy, you know, middle school, man. Like I said before, man, you know, I had, if the teachers wasn't picking with me, you know, I had kids trying to pick with me, man. I went my entire middle school year, you know, from 6th grade all the way to 8th grade. Man, I had guys trying to fight me on a daily. You get what I'm saying? I couldn't walk home. 7th and 8th grade, I couldn't walk home without getting into a fight. You get what I'm saying? I couldn't walk home without getting into a fight. And over time, man, that breeds anger. You know, there's a certain fire that's breeded, that's conjured up. You get what I'm saying? Because it's like, you're not a violent, especially when you know that you're not a violent person, you're not a violent kid. You get what I'm saying? Like, everywhere you turn, somebody's picking with you, somebody's trying to get you to that point, because they know, you know, they see that you have this energy, and they see that you have this light and this aura and this fire within you. You get what I'm saying? So, like I said, man, and it was this one incident. It was this guy named DJ. You know what I'm saying? It was this kid named DJ, bro, in jail now. You know, bro locked up now. You know what I'm talking about? But and I still to this day don't even know how this dude, you know, how he ended up knowing where I stay and how I, you know, what route I take to walk home. So, you know, I'm walking home. You know, usually I'm with, you know, I'm with my partners, I'm with my friends, whatever the case may be. But this particular day, I was by myself, right? And I look behind me and I see somebody recording. I'm like, what's going on? What's, you know? And I looked straight ahead. This dude walking towards me, taking his shirt off. Bro took his shirt off. Mind you, dude was like 18 in the 8th grade, you know, but that's neither here nor there. Bro took his shirt off. You know what I'm saying? Bro took his shirt off. He walking towards me and he swung at me. And I kind of dodged it. I'm like, bro, what's going on? Like, what you on right now? For no reason. To this day, I still don't know why that kid wanted to fight me. You get what I'm saying? To this day, I don't know why that boy wanted to fight me. I really don't. I don't know if bro was getting beat up at home. I don't know if he had personal issues at home. I don't know. I genuinely do not know. All I know is this kid, he wanted my head for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? And it's instances like that I had to go through growing up. You know, I had to go through that growing up, man. You know, and it happened all the way up until, I want to say, it stopped around like 9th grade. You know, because 8th grade, I got to a point to where it's like, you know what? You know, I'm not about to be a victim, man. I'm sorry, but I'm not about to be a victim. You know, that's one thing I cannot do. That's one thing that I cannot be, is a victim. You get what I'm saying? So, man, I'm not gonna lie to you. I got to a point, I got this, Ashe. I appreciate it. I'm grateful for you being here. Definitely grateful for you being here. Yeah. You know, it breeds anger. Like, man, it just, you get what I'm saying? So, you know, man, I would get to a point where, man, when something makes me mad or something makes me upset, to kind of like transmute that, I would punch a locker. I would either punch a locker or punch a brick wall, whatever the case may be. Now, that kind of got a few people, you know, to leave me alone, you know what I'm saying? But it was still some guys who wanted to test me, you know. I don't know if y'all know about Houston, man. If y'all know anything about the southwest side of Houston, man, you know what I'm talking about? Like, there's a lot of gangs out there, and there's a lot of so-called cliques out there. And back then, you had this gang called Young Mob, and it was a group of Bloods, and it was a bunch of Bloods, Power Rules, whatever the case may be. And I was actually chosen to be jumped into this gang. So I later found out that they actually were trying to recruit me, right? I don't know why Spirit got me telling y'all this, man, but I got to get on here and talk about this, you know. So those guys was looking at me like, okay, nah, we need him on our squad. We need him on our team. So I'm in a space to where, no, I know that's not my lifestyle. I know that's not who I'm supposed to be. and they're forcing me to be in this, right? So again, I'm literally having to fight. There were times where I had to fight. You know, I had to fight. I'm coming home, you know, bruises on my face, bruises on my hands. You get what I'm saying? You know, and I never let this define me. You know, when I was a kid, man, all I was focused on was dancing, singing, drawing, and playing guitar. I didn't care about nothing. I barely cared about school. I was an artist, and I'm still an artist, right? But over time, it's like this fire just kept growing, right? So, you know, after a while, man, you know, like I said, 8th grade came around, that all came to an end. 8th grade came around, it all came to an end, man. You know, I had to make sure that, man, I'm gonna be respected. You get what I'm saying? I can tell that story another day on how I gained that, but you know, let's just say that, you know, these hands got to work. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know, and then I'm going through things in my personal life, right? I'm going through things in my personal life, and what I appreciate it. I'm telling you, I knew this message. I knew somebody needed this message. You know what? Spirit want me to get into it, right? Spirit want me to get into that. So again, these are all the things that I had to really just go through as a kid, man, that I had to really just experience as a child. You know, mind you, I'm 13, 14 years old, and I'm 6'5" now. So 13, 14, I'm like 6'3", 6'4". So they already looking at me as if I'm like, you know, I'm like this, I'm an adult at that point. Like, you know, I'm a grown man at that point to these guys, right? So again, I'm outside, I'm playing basketball, and we're sitting on this bench, and these kids came over there, man, and I guess they was like the little homies or whatever. Came over there, messing, you know, just talking real big stuff. I'm like, man, hold on, like who these kids, like who these kids belong to, right? So I ended up, you know, telling one of the kids, hey man, hey, you know, you gonna have to, you know, back up a little bit because you in my personal space. And bro flicked my cap. Like I used to wear these snapbacks. Bro flicked my cap, right? And this is me remembering this entire situation, man. Herm Clark, Houston, Texas, man. I'll never forget. I was in seventh grade when this happened. I can't even remember. 7th, 8th grade when this happened. So this was all a part of a plan. The kids went and told, I guess, some of their big brothers or whoever the case may be. Man, we look up. It was me and a few other of my friends, me and a few of my, you know, a few other of my partners, whatever the case may be, right? And I look up, and we were sitting there talking, we chopping it up, and these cars pulled up. It had to be about 15 guys come out of this car. Kid you not. I kid you not. These guys had to be, I want to say from the ages of 20 to 30 years old. I kid you not, man. I'm telling you, these guys, they jump out of the car. You get what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, something about to go down. So we, you know, one of my partners, man, he had a big brother. He was like our big homie, whatever, right? Real cool dude. He went over there. He tried to talk to one of the guys, man, because he ended up knowing one of the guys, and he went to, you know, he was in jail with him or whatever the case may be. They wasn't trying to hear none of that. So I see them. They get down. They fighting or whatever, and I'm like, okay, I'm not, you know, I ain't no street dude. Like what I'm supposed to do, right? Man, we all end up fighting. So we in the field, and this is one of my first experiences of being in a situation like that, man. For whatever reason, it was this kid who, I forgot bro name, but you know, he had a big brother named Red. He had an older brother named Red. And he had an older brother named Red, man. And this guy was like, you know, he had a few screws loose, man. So his brother was like, yeah, I want him right there. For whatever reason, he had beef with me. I ain't even know bro like that. Little light-skinned dude, I ain't even know him like that. And before I knew it, I'm thinking that I'm gonna have to fight him. Before I knew it, I turned around, his big brother had snuck me. Mind you, his brother was like 32 at the time, 32 years old. I'm 14. You know, his brother ended up sneaking me in my lip, and I still had that scar in my lip too. because I was bleeding. I was like leaking, man. I was leaking. But I looked and I felt my lip and I'm bleeding again. That fire, like I'm like, okay, something has to be done. Man, I square up, mind you. Again, I'm not a violent person. Man, at this point in my life, I didn't even know how to fight. But I guarantee you, put my guard up and I did what I had to do. You know what I'm saying? I did what I had to do. And that particular day, blood gushing from my mouth, I'm hot, sweating. I earned that respect. The next day, I kid you not, and the spirit told me to tell y'all this story, man. I kid you not. The very next day, I see this guy, him and his brother, Red. We walked past, bro. It was a Saturday when this happened. We walked past him. This man said, "What's up?" I said, "What's going on?" I'm thinking when I saw him in the distance that it was gonna be problems, right? Nah. Dude gave me a head nod. And went on, he went on by this day, man. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know why Spirit told me to tell y'all that, man. But yeah, man, that particular day, man, I earned that respect, and it never was a situation like that again. I hate that I had to do that to in order to get that, to be left alone. But hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm talking about? So boom. I want to say that during this time, I feel as though that I had to learn to be aware of my triggers, right? Because of the simple fact that not only was I going through things at school or outside of the household, but I'm going through things at home as well. You get what I'm saying? Again, anger is something that if I feel as though that I'm being targeted for whatever reason, or someone is the aggressor towards me for whatever reason, that fire is gonna take over, man. I'm gonna be engulfed in that. You get what I'm saying? For whatever reason, and I hate to speak on this. I hate to speak on this, man. You know what I'm saying? Because the last thing I'll ever do is throw my parents, either one of my parents, under the bus, man. Before I even get into this, man, I want to let y'all know that I love both my dad and my mom because I chose them to be my parents for a reason. You get what I'm saying? I chose them to be my parents for a specific reason, for a significant reason. However, me and my dad, we do not have the best relationship. I cannot be in a space too long with my dad because he's going to say something that's going to piss me off. He's going to say something that's going to make me mad. He's going to do something that's going to make me mad. Not to me, but to my siblings, to my mama, whatever. Like, that's just the relationship that me and my dad have. Me and my dad, we don't talk. We can't sit down and have a simple conversation. You get what I'm saying? I hate that is like that, but this is my truth. You get what I'm saying? This is my truth. And throughout the years, and I'm going to say this, man, a situation happened to me the past few months to where me and my dad actually got into an argument. And this was one of the first times. I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it. I'm grateful for you being here because I need this just as much as you do. You get what I'm saying? I felt as though that, but during this time, man, me and my dad, we got into an argument and he set this whole situation up, man. I'm 25 years old, man. I still live with my parents. Again, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing with you guys. You get what I'm saying? However, yes, I was living with my dad and now I'm with my mom now, right? So I have this dog named Anubis, actually. I have a dog named Anubis and I actually really miss my dog. I really miss my boy. You get what I'm saying? I really want to go over there and get him, but hey, until Spirit tells me what to do, I'm going to stay put and I'm going to do what I can, if I'm able to get him back, that'll be a blessing, man. However, I ended up having a dog inside him. I guess my dad had a problem with that and he never voiced that to me, right? So this particular night, I had him outside. I had Anubis outside. And I know my dog. I know him because I literally raised him from a puppy. Like, I raised him from a pup. And he's going to jump on you. Like, he go jump on you. So what I would do when people are going back there to stop people from like hitting them or like nudging them or whatever the case may be, I would take them like, hey, come on, let's go in the room and I'm gonna let y'all do what y'all need to do outside in the backyard, because the washroom was outside and my dad had a bunch of other stuff outside. So man, I'm gonna be full of stories tonight. So my dad, he went out there, he kept going out there, and I noticed that he was going out there, right? I'm like, why did you keep going out there when you know he's gonna like jump on you, right? So I got him, I ended up getting him, and it was raining that night. Ended up bringing him in the house, and I was wiping him down. And my dad came in the house. Mind you, he's never communicated this to me. He's never expressed this to me that he had a problem with this. You know, he came in the house, man, he came in my room. And as I'm wiping him down, you know, cause he was muddy, you know, as I'm wiping him down, my dad came in, he you know, closed the door behind me or whatever, had his chest out. I don't want that dog in my house. I want that dog out of my house. I'm just wiping him down. Like, you know, let me wipe him down, and I'm gonna send him back outside, right? I'm gonna send him back outside. And man, before you knew it, man. And I know some of y'all may look at this, right? Very passive aggressive, exactly. Extremely passive aggressive, you know. And my dad got this look when he's possessed by that spirit. He has this look in his eyes, and it triggers me, you know. So he looking at me, and I'm looking at him. I'm like, yeah, let me wipe him down real quick. And he just kept coming at me, kept picking at me, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, look, it's either you physically do something to me, or you leave me the hell alone. You get what I'm saying? Because at that point, I was already irritated. I wasn't in a good mood. I was in a very bad mood because of some stuff that happened prior, you know, because of the situation that happened prior. You know, that's a completely different, a separate situation from this, right? So I'm not the type of person that's gonna take out my anger or take out my frustration out on anybody, right? And if I am in that space and somebody makes me aware of that, I'm gonna hold myself accountable and I'm gonna apologize for it. You get what I'm saying? So boom, you know, my dad, you know, he just, I don't want that dog in my house. I'm like, okay, I got you. Like, look, I got you. Let me clean him. Let me do what I need to do. Let me wipe his paws off, because he's dirty. I don't like when he's dirty, right? You know, if I'm gonna, one thing about me, man, I'm gonna take care of whatever. If it's something that I love, or if you're someone that I love, I'm gonna take care of you. And that dog was Anubis is a dog that I love. So I take care of him. I take care of him, man. Because I feel as though that he actually was sent to me by Anubis. That's why I named him that, because he literally looks like Anubis. I wish I could put a picture up of him, man. You get what I'm saying? But he looks exactly like Anubis. You get what I'm saying? So he got gold eyes, pointy ears, like everything. He's all black, the whole nine. Like, so yeah, you know, I'm cleaning him or whatever. And you know, before I knew it, man, that spirit came over me, that spirit of anger. That spirit of anger came over me, man. And I was just like, hey, look, man, it's either you physically do something. Ashe, exactly. Ashe, I appreciate it. I'm grateful. You know, that spirit came over me, man. I say, look, it's either you physically do something to me, or you leave me the hell alone. You know what I'm saying? That's when he started to get loud. That triggered me yet again. That triggered me. And I'm being calm at this point. You know, I'm being calm at this point. I'm being, you know, but yeah, man, to make a long story short, man, because I don't really want to get back into that space, man. But, you know, that particular day, as we're arguing or whatever the case may be, man, I remember my sister was right there. She was about to go somewhere. So she, you know, her friends were outside, and she actually heard us in the house, because, you know, she knows when me and my dad, when we get into it. My dad is Scorpio, man. You get what I'm saying? I'm a Virgo with a Cancer moon. You know what I'm talking about? So it's like, it ain't too much I'm about to take, you know. So my sister came in there, she tried to break us up or whatever the case may be. And my girl, she was on the phone. My girl was on the phone, and she started crying, my sister crying. But at this point, I'm blacked out. Like, all I could remember, because my dad threatened me. He threatened that he was gonna kill me. He threatened that he was gonna, what did he say? He said, I'll beat your ass and I'll kill you. And before I knew it, and he actually had went in there. My dad has a gun. My dad has, my dad, he carries, he went in there. My sister say he went in there and he grabbed his gun. I didn't even know, right? But before I knew it, man, I grabbed my dad's. I grabbed my dad by his collar. I reached over my sister. My sister itty bitty. She real small, and I kind of like nudged her. I like guided her out of the way, and I grabbed my dad by his collar, and I'm like, yeah, show me how you go. And I threw him against the wall, man. I'm like, before I knew it, I blacked out. I'm hitting stuff. I'm going off, and I'm not embarrassed to talk about it. I'm really not. I'm not embarrassed to talk about it because this is just something that I've been aware of, that I've, to allow somebody, and I'm not, at first, now, I will say after the fact that it happened, after that situation had happened, right? I was in a space to where I was ashamed of it, and I was upset with myself, and I was angry with myself for allowing somebody to trigger me like that. You get what I'm saying? Like, I was really upset about the fact that I allowed somebody to trigger me like that. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, throughout time and throughout this work, and I feel as though that this is why Anubis gave me this download. This is why Anubis, prompted me to be aware of this, right? So I'm sitting here, man, again, I'm sitting up here and I'm thinking about all of this stuff, and I'm thinking about all of the things that have control over me. And one of those things is anger. You get what I'm saying? And mind you, those two situations were just one of many. You get what I'm saying? That situation was with my dad. That was just one situation of many, right? And I'm seeing how anger has affected me in my relationship. I'm seeing how anger has affected me in my life with everything, right? You get what I'm saying? And I'm seeing how that spirit has taken over me in instances where it has taken over me. You know what I'm saying? Another thing that I want to talk about is fear, man. I've allowed fear to take control over me many times in my life. You know what I mean? From a little kid to now. There are so many things. There are so many things that I should be doing, that I should have been doing, that I should have been working on, and I allowed fear to take over. You know what I'm saying? I've always wanted to be a musician. I always wanted to be a singer. You know what I'm saying? Man, I remember, when I was a kid, I used to come home. My mama had this karaoke machine, and it was you really could say that it was my karaoke machine. You really could say that it was my karaoke machine because I had it in my room so much. 333, I shake. I had it in my room so much. Man, I used to be in there listening to Michael Jackson, Jackson 5, Temptations, Prince, James Brown. I used to be in there dancing. Man, I've been dancing since I was a kid, man. And I still dance to this day, and I had dreams of being a performer, right? I don't have many regrets in my life. But one thing I will say that I regret is not putting myself out there more as an artist. Whether it be drawing, whether it be singing, whether it be dancing, whatever the case may be, I regret not starting YouTube a lot sooner. I got maybe like 2 videos up right now of me dancing, and that was from like high school. I had a few other ones too, but I regret not putting myself out there, and I regret not putting my, I've had situations to where I will post a little video here and there on Instagram or whatever the case may be. Like even now, you will see me playing my guitar, but it's like, man, singing is my passion, man. My mama's a singer. My uncle's a singer. You get what I'm saying? My sister can sing her ass off too. You know what I'm talking about? So this is like embedded in me. Shit, my family, goes back. Wilson Pickett is actually, a cousin of mine. You get what I'm saying? So it's like music is something that's, and this is not me bragging. This is not me saying, this is just me speaking my truth, man. Music is something that's embedded in me. Music is something that I love, and I regret not putting myself out there. And that's about to change, though. That's about to change. That's one thing that I will say. That's about to change big time. Like seriously, that's about to make a huge shift. I'm done being afraid. I'm done being, so caught up in this idea of whether or not it's good or bad. You get what I'm saying? Y'all go get it. whether y'all like it or not. You know what I'm talking about? So, you know, this is something that I will say that over time, even acting, man, I've had opportunities to act in different plays. I've had opportunities to act in different, you get what I'm saying? Like from middle school, like literally from middle school to high school, I've had opportunities to actually act, you know, again, that social anxiety, that anxiety. So I would say in this category, I would definitely say that fear and anxiety are two of the things that I've allowed to hold me back and allowed to set me back. You get what I'm saying? And these are things that I've allowed to control me. You get what I'm saying? These are things that I've allowed to control me, man. That little voice in the back of your mind, you know, that tells you that you can't do a thing, or what makes you think that you can do a thing. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's where that fear comes from. That's where that anxiety comes from. You know, for me at least. You know what I'm saying? So I would definitely say that fear. I would definitely say that fear and anxiety are two of the things that I've allowed to take control over my life and take control over me mentally, emotionally, spiritually, you know, and stop certain opportunities, you know, in that path. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, I definitely will say, man, another thing that I want to talk about too, man. Another thing that I want to talk about, and I want to get transparent with y'all, man. And this is not something that a lot of guys would admit, a lot of guys would talk about, but that's the viewership of adult content. You get what I'm saying? If y'all don't know what that means, we talking about corn. You know what I'm talking about? You know, let's like I said, man, if I'm gonna be one thing, I'm gonna be honest. You know, that's one thing that I will say that has taken complete control over me from the age of 8 years old to 25 years old. You get what I'm saying? And the viewership of that, and I know how much it damages the brain. You know what I'm saying? I know how much it damages the brain, and I know how much it can damage the physical body, the biology of the body. You get what I'm saying? And I know that a lot of guys on YouTube, man, on this platform talk about this, and they talk about, you know, the whole no fap or whatever the case may be. And I respect that. I respect that because I know, I know the effects of viewing this type of content. I know the effects of, you get what I'm saying? I know the effects personally, you know, in your relationship with self. You know, I know the effects of the viewership of this. This is something that I've allowed to take control of me. And I'm telling y'all, man, one thing I'm gonna tell y'all, this journey, this spiritual journey and breaking these generational curses and, you know, doing this work, this shadow work, is not going to be pretty. It's gonna get ugly before it gets pretty, man. I did a reading a few days ago, right? I did a reading a few days ago, and this actually came up in that reading. You know, I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. I'm not gonna make it sound pretty. I'm not gonna make it sound nice. You get what I'm saying? I'm gonna get on here and I'm gonna do what I do, but I'm not gonna sugarcoat nothing. And I'm gonna be that same way with myself. I have to acknowledge everything, and I'm not ashamed of acknowledging anything. You get what I'm saying? And I feel as though that this is a battle that I fought literally since I was a kid. Literally since I was a kid, man. You know, so as of right now, I've been doing research on the effects of the viewership of adult content, of, you get what I'm saying, how it affects your relationship, how it affects both your conscious and subconscious mind. You know, because I have to say that this was something that I was introduced to at a very, very, very young age. You get what I'm saying? At a very, very young age, you know, and I've seen how over the years, how it really did damage to me. You get what I'm saying? And how much it has controlled me, you know? Yeah, man, that's something that spirit prompted me to talk about, you know, because it's the same thing as substance abuse. Whether it be alcohol, whether it be pills, it's the same thing. It's no different. It's literally no different. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's literally no different. I'm not gonna sit up here. I'm not gonna get on YouTube and try to act as if I'm perfect. I'm not gonna get on YouTube and act as if I'm just holier than thou, because I am not. However, I will say that I'm doing the work actively to heal. I'm doing the work actively to raise my vibration and to get out of this low state of this low frequency. You get what I'm saying? On a daily basis, and to break certain generational curses. You get what I'm saying? This is something that's been normalized in my family. You know what I'm saying? This is something that has been, you know, from my dad's side to my mama's side, like this is something that has been normalized, you know. So growing up, again, this was something that I was introduced to at a very, very young age. Very, very young age, at a right age, when you know that we know that, and I want to make this, I want to make this announcement too, man. If you are a parent, please watch over your kids, man. Watch over your kids. Monitor who's around your kids. What are those? I mean, that goes for family, friends, whoever. Those who are watching your kids, those who are, you know what I'm saying, even their cousins who are their same age. Because kids can influence kids as well, can put those evil influences on kids as well. You get what I'm saying? Man, there's so much that I can tell y'all about my childhood that I've experienced, man, and it's affected me in my personal life as an adult. I can tell y'all, and it was certain kids that I should not have been around, certain cousins that I should not have been around. You get what I'm saying? And this is why I want to make this. This is why I want to give this message when it comes to this segment of the video, right? You know, please watch over your kids, man. Watch who your kids are around, and have that discernment, and have that your discernment has to be a sixth sense, man. I've been saying this for a while. You know, when you're in a space to where you're vetting everybody, family and all, who's around your kids. You get what I'm saying? That can be cousins that are younger than them, older than them, or the same age as them, uncles, aunts, whoever, because you don't know the conversations that your kids are having when you aren't around. You don't know what people are putting in your kids' ear when you aren't around. You get what I'm saying? You don't necessarily know until they either talk about it, or until something comes up to where it's actually showing in their life. You get what I'm saying? So, man, yeah, please, man, y'all be mindful of that. That's just something that I wanted to talk about, man. You know, spirit prompted me, and spirit told me that I needed to, you know, like I said, man, when I get these promptings, when I get these messages, man, you know, I'm prompted to talk about it. And I know that this is something that I've had to acknowledge, you know, at a very young age. You know what I mean? Like I said, man, I'm only 25, man. I'm only 25. I'll be 26. And I know the work that I have to do, and I know the transformation that I have to go through, right? And looking at all of this and being aware of all of this, and acknowledging the things that have control over me, right? Versus the things that I have control over, which I haven't even got into yet, right? But just that alone, I'm seeing how this has reset my reality. I'm seeing how this has literally reset my reality. And this is why Spirit prompted me to talk about this, right? I've spoken about the quantum leap. I've spoken about the 5D reality and the golden age that we're about to enter. When we enter that portal, there are going to be a lot of things that's going to be left behind. There are going to be a lot of things that are going to be left behind, man. You get what I'm saying? So Spirit set me down, man. Like, Spirit set me down and put me into this space to where I had no choice but to observe this. I had no choice but to look at where my life is now, right? And how much and how far I've come and how much I've achieved. My reality has literally reset. And I was so distracted. I was so distracted by all of the things that I'm worried about, all of the things that I'm anxious about. I'm worried about tomorrow and not focused on today. You get what I'm saying? I'm too busy worried about tomorrow, and I'm not even focused on today. I didn't even realize that my reality had shifted. I didn't even realize that my reality had reset. Right? And again, I'm not a person who has a lot of regrets, but that's one thing that I'm ashamed of, and one thing that I regret, because it's like, why is that? Right? Why is that? So I want to talk about the next thing that I want to talk about, right? Is the things that I have control over, the things that Satrilrose, that I have control over. And I'm proud to talk about this. I'm proud to talk about all of it, but this especially. One of the main things that I'm proud of is taking control over my mental health. Taking control over my mental health, because a lot of the stuff that I've gone through, a lot of the stuff that I've been through, man, you get what I'm saying? Most people would probably, you get what I'm saying, would have been crashed out. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. A lot of, I ain't gonna lie, I've come close. I've come close. You know what I'm saying? However, because of meditation, because of prayer, you get what I'm saying? Because of spirit, being guided by spirit, being guided by ancestors, I'm doing this work, and it keeps me at bay, and it keeps me going, man. You get what I'm saying? It keeps me going, you know? And I feel as though that, again, journaling, prayer, meditation, these are things that I do, and these are my practices. These are rituals that I've created for myself, that I'm, creating for myself, and I'm being creative in this space. I'm finding different ways to journal. I've started journaling my dreams, both positive and negative, and I'm deciphering those dreams and understanding what those dreams mean, right? Understanding what those dreams mean. I'm journaling both positive and negative thoughts, both positive and negative emotions, and asking myself and understanding, why is this there? Why are these emotions and why are these thoughts there? And I'm facing those demons head on. I'm facing that trauma. Whatever trauma comes up, I'm facing that. You get what I'm saying? I'm facing it, right? These are things that I'm constantly doing on a daily basis. So I'm proud to say that I have control over my mental health. And it's funny because it's supposed to be Men's Mental Health Month, I believe. And I can say, man, I've definitely had my bouts with anxiety. I've had my bouts with depression. I've had that battle, and I'm constantly fighting that battle. You get what I'm saying? On a daily basis. Prayer and meditation, man, it can get you so far. Prayer and meditation can get you so far, man. Mark my words, I'm a living example of it. There were days where, I wanted to unalive myself. I'm gonna be transparent with y'all tonight, man. There were days where I wanted to, what I'm saying? That I did not want to be here no more. I've had those dark nights of the soul. I've had those experiences. But I'm grateful for that as well, because I understand now why I had to go through that. Yup. Paying attention to your, exactly. Yup. Paying attention to your mental health, man. Especially as men, like, man, we really need to be mindful of that. Really need to be mindful of our mental health. You get what I'm saying? Like, it has to be so ironclad, and you have to be so disciplined in your practice of acknowledging how you're feeling and acknowledging those thoughts, that you don't allow anything to penetrate, anything to come between that. You get what I'm saying? Like, this is something that I've had to, over time, I've had to work through. This is something that over time I've had to understand and I've had to be aware of. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I'm definitely proud to speak on that. I'm definitely proud to say that, yes, I've taken control of my mental health. Anxiety. I spoke in a previous live stream about the anxiety attacks that I've had, and the anxiety attack that I had recently. And I know where that anxiety comes from. I get into this space to where I'm so worried about my future, and I don't know where I'm going to be. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know how I'm going to get there. I know where I want to be. I know who I want to be, but how am I going to get to that? And I have so much anxiety around that. You get what I'm saying? I have so much fear and so much, you know what I'm saying? Like worry, you know, around that I get into this space to where my brain, my mind and my brain is so distorted that it brings on that anxiety, right? And me and Bad Cloud, you know, we talked about this, man. I ended up reading a study about this. Ended up reading a study about this, right? And it basically talked about how an overactive mind is an exhausted mind. So while the mind is overactive, it's also exhausted. You get what I'm saying? And I know I'm not the only one who deals with this. I know I'm not the only one who's going through this. You get what I'm saying? An overactive mind is an exhausted mind. So understanding that and knowing that, again, this is why I see why I have to be so disciplined with meditating, man, because I slacked off of it for a while and not all of my meditations hit. Not all of them hit. You get what I'm saying? Not all of them really just be, you know, sometimes I'm in and out of it, you know, but I have those really good days where I'm just like, you know, where I'm in it and I'm in that other realm, right? But I've recently gotten to the point to where I'm meditating several times a day. Like I'm meditating. When I get up in the morning, that's already been my practice. That's already been my ritual. Like as soon as I get up, I do my meditations, I focus on my breathing, and I read my Psalms. You know, I literally have a Psalm memorized, right? So I've gotten back into that habit to where I'm meditating throughout the day after I eat, after I get out of the shower, or after I just randomly throughout the day, I'll literally get up, cut off whatever I'm looking at, whatever I'm watching, Netflix, YouTube, whatever. I cut that off and I get straight into my meditations. I will literally cut off an entire conversation and get into my meditation. That's how disciplined I've gotten. And I will say that's something else that I'm proud of, man. That's something else that I'm proud of. Extremely proud of that. You know, telling y'all, this is something that we have to ask. These are things that we have to ask ourselves. This is a conversation that you have to have with yourself. Because one thing I'm gonna show you is, or what you're gonna see with this is how it affects your relationship with self. This builds a relationship with self. You get what I'm saying? Not just with self, but your inner child. It builds that relationship, man. Like you understand that, you understand on a deep level, on a deep frequency who you are. You get what I'm saying? And you're able to really go deep, because one thing you cannot do, you can lie to yourself all day, but one thing you cannot do is lie to spirit. You cannot lie to spirit. You can't lie to spirit, man. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, man, those are some of the things that I would say that some of the practices and rituals that I have to be able to control my mental health. And I'm proud of that, man. I'm proud of myself. Ashe. You know, I'm definitely proud of myself. And I want to say, you know, Ashe to Obatala, Ashe Yemeya, Ashe Shango, Ashe Anubis, you know, Ashe, because, you know, I spoke on this before. Ashe to my ancestors, my granny, my papa, you know, I spoke on this, man. I believe that Obatala, you know, governs the mental health. I believe that Obatala governs the mind and the crown chakra, you know, because he's the one that's going to keep your head cool. He's the one that's kept my head cool all these years. He's the reason why I haven't crashed out. He's the reason why I'm talking to y'all and I'm not behind bars. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest with y'all. Man. You know, so I definitely have to, send gratitude to Obatala. You know, definitely have to send gratitude to Obatala, man. For real. The next thing I want to talk about, right? One thing that I have control over, and I'm extremely proud of this as well, is my physical health. For the past 3 years, I've dealt with digestion issues, right? I've dealt with issues with, digesting my food and digesting the things that I've been eating. I've been to the hospital for it. I've been to the doctor for it. You get what I'm saying? Severe pain. It's caused some things, man. I don't want to get too graphic with it. I don't want to get too 555. I say I don't want to get too graphic with it. I don't want to get too, but I will say this, right? I've always been one to work out, eat healthy, fast, and watch the things that I eat and stay hydrated, man. But for whatever reason, man, throughout the years, man, I just kind of like fell off with that. And it caused me some health issues. It definitely caused me some health issues. Throughout the years, it's definitely caused me some health issues, man. And I've gone to doctors and I've gone to nobody could help because I realized that there's nothing that they can do. This is something that I have to do. This is something that I have to fix, right? So these past couple of months, this year, the thing that's been causing me so much pain and the thing that's been causing me, I'm talking about excruciating pain, excruciating pain. I've taken control over that. Right? So, one of the things that I will say that I do to take control over that is, like I said, fast. When I get up, I'll maybe go 2 or 3 hours without eating. 2 or 3 hours without eating. That's giving my digestive system, time to rest. Putting my digestive system in a state of rest. I'm resting my digestive system. You get what I'm saying? I'm not overworking it. I'm a Virgo, man. If y'all know anything about Virgos, we gonna have some stomach problems. we gonna have some stomach problems, man. And it can get extreme. It can get so extreme. It can get, like I said, I'm not gonna go into the details of that, man, but sheesh, it can get extreme, right? And another thing that I've done right is my hydration. Like, I've upped my hydration, over the past few months. 2 gallons of water a day, right? I want to get back into that space to where I was in 2019, to where I was eating fruits and vegetables every single day. Like, every morning I got up, I was good because I was eating fruits and vegetables. Like, I can go throughout the day and eat whatever I wanted, because in the morning I was drinking water and I was eating watermelon, mangoes, avocados. You get what I'm saying? What else? Cantaloupe. Like, I'm eating all of that. Like, and I'm staying hydrated. My body is staying hydrated. So I didn't have to deal with any of this at 19, 20, 21 years old. It wasn't until like 23, 24, like, okay, like, it's time to, because my body is trying to tell me something. You get what I'm saying? My body is trying to tell me something. So that's when I took control, man. Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know if it's still streaming. Check. Hey, y'all let me know in the comment, in the chat, if it's still going. All right, it's looking like we good. Yeah, it kind of. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check my Wi-Fi after a while. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all for being here, man. I appreciate y'all for being patient with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely grateful for y'all being here, man. I'm grateful for y'all supporting. But yeah, man, as I was saying, just keeping up with my physical health, man. And sooner or later, I'm gonna take full control over my health and my diet. Take full control over my diet. Again, eating fruits and vegetables and eating things like, raw vegetables and raw fruit. You know what I mean? For breakfast and for lunch. You get what I'm saying? Once I break that fast, that's gonna be the first thing that I consume. Is the first thing I'm gonna consume is fruit. Is vegetables. Right now I'm just drinking water, staying hydrated, and from there, man, I'm gonna be focusing on my physical health as far as my fitness. You know, man, I'm 6'5", 300 plus pounds. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you ain't gonna find nobody who can move like me. you ain't gonna find nobody who can move like me. I don't care. You know, I haven't played basketball in a while, but you know, I will say that I'm still flexible. I'm still, you know, I'm not super athletic, but you ain't gonna find nobody my size who can move, who light on their feet like I am. You know, so I'm definitely gonna get back into my physical fitness and, you know, my you know, just creating that discipline for myself. Push-ups every day, running, you know, going on runs, going on walks every day. You know, I might even go on a walk after I'm done with this stream, actually. You know what I mean? Just getting out there in that sun and just getting to work. And I love this time of year, man, when it's, you know, during the summertime, you get that sun, you go out there and you go for a nice little walk or a run. It's the best feeling in the world. It's uncomfortable as hell. It's painful, but hey, at the end of the day, man, you putting in work. You know what I mean? And I really miss that. And I hate the fact that I really just like let that go, you know? But yeah, man, I'm getting back into that. Like I said, man, I'm proud of myself. I'm definitely proud of myself. Lifting weights. I'm about to start back lifting weights, man. Getting back in the gym. Like all of that are things, like these are things that I'm taking control of. Like these are the things that I'm going to be taking control of. You know? These are the things that I'll be taking control of. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, something else that I want to talk about, right? Something else that I want to talk about, and y'all can put in the comments, y'all can put in the chat, you know, some things that you would like to talk about, and you would like to, you get what I'm saying? Because man, we have to have this conversation with ourselves, man. You know, but one other thing that I want to talk about is my financial state, right? My financial state. I've taken full control over that. And again, this is something that I had to really, really just like pay attention to and look at, because I've been so distracted and I've been just so out of it, didn't even notice that I've taken control of this, man. Always been self-efficient, always been, right? Man, I remember when I was a kid, I'm telling y'all, this is go span back all the way from when I was a kid to now. I remember when I was a kid, man, I used to make these spinners. I don't know if y'all remember that, but I used to make these spinners and I used to draw on them. I used to draw on these spinners, right? Make different designs and stuff like that. And I used to sell them for $1. I used to sell them for $1. I used to come home with at least like almost $20. You know, used to come home with almost $20 on me. You know what I'm saying? And this was just something that, this was just one you know, instance to where I took over that, man, because I know, man, my parents wasn't giving me no allowance. I couldn't go to my mom or my dad and ask them for no money. You get what I'm saying? You know, so, you know, again, sophomore year come around, you know, my high school year come around, man, and during that time, man, we needed laptops. You know, you couldn't pass your class without a laptop. You get what I'm saying? High school, you couldn't pass your class without a laptop. You couldn't do anything without a laptop. So I went a while without one. So what I did was, man, me and my partner, you know, at the time we called him P Braves, my partner Brandon. Cool dude, man. It was me and him. No. It was me, him, and another guy. I started it with one of my other partners, you know, but me and him started selling chips too. So boom. Man, we used to go to Joe V's. One of us would go, well, he would go, or, you know, one of them would go, and they would get like the variety pack, the big variety pack of chips. I'm hustling chips at school. I'm selling chips at school. Wasn't supposed to be doing it. Got in trouble for it, you know, but it's whatever. So I raised the money and I got me a laptop, got that done, bought me some clothes, all of that. You get what I'm saying? That was another instance to where I took control of my financial situation, man. You know, because I knew wasn't nobody finna hire no 16-year-old, 15, 16-year-old. You get what I'm saying? So I started selling chips, man. started selling chips, you know. So that entrepreneur, mind you, again, I want to say something too. Again, I'm gonna be transparent. I come from an area to where I could have been selling weed. I could have been selling pills. I could have been doing all of that. I could have done that. Not knocking nobody who did it. You get what I'm saying? Because I went to school with guys who had that type of, you know what I'm saying? Who had that type of connection, you know? And I actually had a situation to where, as I'm selling chips, one of my partners was like, hey, hold this for me. You know what I'm saying? You know, you can sell this while you selling your chips. Man, let me tell y'all another story too, man. One more, I swear to God, this is my last time. This is the last story I'm gonna tell. But I'm telling you, Spirit been protecting me, man. So boom, my partner, I ain't gonna say his name, but he came to me. He was like, man, I got this weed on me, bro. I got this, you know, I got this such and such on me, man. You know, I don't even know if I can say this on YouTube. But he was like, hey, I got this, you know what I'm saying? He got, you know, put it in your bag, bro. You can sell it. You can sell it while you selling your chips. And I thought about it for a second. I ain't gonna lie. I thought about it. Cause it's like, you know, no harm, no foul. Like, everybody go smoke, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, right? And I thought about it. I'm like, nah. Spirit just told me, like, nah. So I told him, I say, nah, bro, I'm good. I can't even do that. I can't. And he respected that. One thing I love about bro, like, I could trust him with my life because he respected the fact that I had different plans for myself. You get what I'm saying? So boom, he told me, he was like, you know what? He was like, all right, that's a bet, bro. You good? Like, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate you even thinking about it, right? And he was like, you sure? I was like, yeah, I don't even want to, you know, tell me why. The next class, I had gym. The next class. I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm about to show y'all how Spirit protected me. I had gym the next class. Mind you, I usually skip gym. But I was at a point to where they was telling me I had to come to class. I had to go because of my credits or whatever, right? So I go in there, I had my chips or whatever, and I'm like, okay, this is a perfect opportunity to sell chips too. Man, I go in there and nobody's playing basketball, nobody's, you know what I'm saying? Like, nothing. We all in the bleachers, and they got the whole gym on lock. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm just ready to get up out of here, right? So I look up and I'm high in the bleachers too. So I'm able to see everything. I'm scoping out everything, right? I see a police officer coming there with a dog. I've only seen that one other time in my life. And that was a drug dog. That was a drug dog, right? So y'all know when they bring them dogs in like that, them dogs go smell everything. Them dogs go smell it. You get what I'm saying? Whatever you got on you, they go smell it. They go sniff it out. So man, sure enough, went in the locker room, sniffed at somebody's bag, literally got him. Bro came out of there in handcuffs. They had bro in handcuffs, walked him out of the gym, you get what I'm saying? So I'm looking at that, and that taught me such a valuable lesson, man. And that really just like one of those instances to where like, okay, I'm proud of myself for listening to Spirit and listening to myself, and not being in a space to where I feel as though that I have to do something to look a certain way, man. You know, because that day, man, the way everything was going for me and the way my look was set up, man, I could have been expelled. They could have locked me up, whatever. You know, anything could have happened that day. So again, man, that's one of those instances, man, to where I feel as though that I took control, man. I definitely took control, and I controlled my reality. You know, another thing that I want to talk about as far as controlling my financial state, my financial situation, right, is detailing cars. So I want to say around 2019, I started washing cars for like $10, right? On the north side of Houston. I was staying with my dad, man. One of the neighbors asked me, he was like, hey, you want to make some money? I'll pay you. No, he paid me 20. Excuse me. He paid me 20. He was like, hey, I'll give you $20, you can come over here and wash the car or whatever, right? So a little bit after that, man, I started doing research on washing cars. Then it turned into detailing cars, right? It turned into detailing cars. It turned into going on, man. I'm one thing about me, man, I'm gonna go to YouTube University. YouTube University is gonna be my go-to, man. It's gonna be my go-to. So, went to YouTube, learned everything I needed to learn about detailing. So 2020, I want to say I started this 2022. Yeah, 2022. I started it, but then I started working. Ended up buying me a pressure washer, man, and a bunch of other stuff. So, went out there, walked around, networked, just put myself out there, man. I should have been making flyers, but I did what I could, just word them out, right? So went out there, you know what I'm saying? I'm letting everybody know, hey, look, man, I'm detailing cars. So that really wasn't getting me nowhere because where we were living, it wouldn't have worked out. So went back to work, kept working. 2023 come around, man. 2023 come around. I haven't had a job in a minute. I haven't had a job in months. I'm telling you, YouTube University, for real. YouTube University gonna get you right every single time. YouTube University is gonna get you right every single time. Anything you want to learn, you gonna learn it there. So, like I said, man, 2023, I haven't had a job. I was working out of a temp agency, man. I was working out of warehouses, doing warehouse work, right? And again, man, I appreciate y'all, man. This is a huge comeback. I appreciate y'all for putting, commenting, man, and getting in this comment, getting in this chat and interacting and participating with this conversation, man. I definitely appreciate it, man. I'm grateful for y'all being here. Seriously, grateful for y'all being here. Band Clap, I appreciate you being here. Goddess Deliverance, I appreciate you being here. Kiera, I appreciate you watching. I'm grateful to y'all. Go check out my boy Band Clap. He got a lot of stuff coming, man. He got a lot of stuff on the way. A lot of stuff that he working on, man. You know what I mean? We definitely go get on live yet again. Yeah, y'all go check my boy out, man. Go check out Band Clap. He definitely got some dope content. You know what I mean? And check out his last Deliverance. Go check out his last live stream about the Matrix. He's in the chat. Go subscribe to his channel. Y'all go check out Kiera as well. Go look at her channel. She has a lot of stuff in the works as well. She has some things that she's gonna be vlogging about. Some things that she's working on, man. I'm so proud of her. So proud of the work that she's doing. You know what I mean? Y'all definitely go check her out as well. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. What was I? So yeah, detailing, man. I worked in a warehouse. I was working out of temp agencies, and man, these jobs really wasn't getting me nowhere. I was having a lot of issues at these places. And if anybody know about warehouse work, anybody know about temp work, period, like it's not somewhere that you want to stay. It's not somewhere that you want to make a career out of. It's not something that you want to make, your life, your livelihood, So, man, I'm so proud of myself because this was a part of my life to where it's like I had to really be honest with myself and say, you know what, if you say that you want to be something or that you want to do something, you have to do it. You have to be a man of your word, because I feel as though that as men, one thing we have is our word. One thing you have is your word as a man, right? So, got up, man, yet again, went back to YouTube University, refreshed my mind. I went out there, man. I'm detailing, and I'm not necessarily at this point. I'm not detailing as of yet, right? Went out there, and I'm networking with people. I'm letting people know. I'm putting my name out there, word of mouth, just letting everybody know that, hey, look, man, I'm detailing cars, and just come by the house. I'll detail your car for such and such amount. I think it started off at like $20, then $30, then whatever. Like, so I feel like, I'm lowballing myself, man. Like, I raised my price to $120. That really wasn't getting me nowhere in that area, so I raised it down to 30, I believe. Was it 30? Yeah, it was 30. I'm telling you, factory. If any of y'all know factory work, warehouse work. You get what I'm saying? It's not where you want to be. I'm telling you, don't miss it. I'm not going back. I'm telling you, but I will say it will make it'll separate the boys from, it'll separate the men from the boys and the women from the girls, because it'll force you to be disciplined. I will say that. And I was in that bad boy, blood, sweat, and tears every day. They was talking about giving me a raise, but it never happened. That's just how that go. But yeah, man. So I'm going outside, man. I'm letting everybody know, like, hey, look, man, I'm detailing cars, man. Man, I had that one good week. It was one day where I had 3 trucks, because I was detailing cars, SUVs, work trucks. I had 3 work trucks that I washed with little to nothing and made almost $200, right? Then I backdoored did another one. Then I ended up doing another one. You get what I'm saying? And again, that's one of those monumental moments to where, I'm extremely proud of myself, man. Extremely proud of myself, because I had people doubting me. I had people looking down on me. I had people, like I said, at this time I was living with my dad, man. And I don't want to be on here just bad mouthing my dad. I respect my dad and I love my dad, but it's just this is just my truth, man. I remember my dad one day when I had my pressure wash and I was out there doing what I was doing, he kept asking me, like, what about that forklift training that you was supposed to get into? What happened with that? What happened with that job that you was supposed to? I say, I'm not really worried about that right now. I'm focused on this right now. And he came in the house, he was just pissed off. He was mad. He said, I don't know what the hell you think you gonna do with a pressure washer? You gonna forever be broke. You gonna forever be broke with a pressure. What's going off? Like, the man told me straight up like that I was forever gonna be broke carrying around a pressure washer, right? Y'all let me know if we still on here.